When it comes to betting strategies, there are a lot of betting strategies available, but the problem is, how do we select a strategy that is going to be consistent in terms of winning, in terms of providing us more profitable bets, in terms of allowing us to maximize the opportunities that these bookies offer so that you can make money betting? That is what we are talking about today in this video. The best betting strategy or the best betting tactic that has ever existed. So please, if it is your first time visiting the Must Better Betting Tips YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe. Click that like button, turn on notifications, and watch the video till the very end. Without wasting further time or wasting more time, let us go ahead and see what is in this amazing video, okay? Yeah, so we are talking about this. The first thing you need to know that the key to having a betting strategy is finding a betting strategy that specifically works for you, because as I had said earlier, there are a lot of betting strategies that are available. So the key to finding a betting strategy that will allow you make money betting is finding one that will work only for you. And you need to know that some will work, some won't work. For example, today we are going to be looking at the over 1.5 goals betting strategy in football. Because football is a common sport, majority of us bet on soccer, majority of us bet on football, and it's easier to understand what to bet on, how to analyze the games. Statistics are available everywhere. There are a lot of tips and a lot of punters producing bets on football. That is why I am going with the over 1.5 goal strategy, my friend. So we get it started. You need to know that in football, most of the matches end in tremendous amount of goals being scored. That is a high number of goals being scored. Majority of them will end with a scoreline of 1-1, 1-2, 2-1, or 2-2. That is, let's say, like 80% of the football matches. But now, there's this 20% of football matches that actually end in under 2.5 goals. That is also what we need to consider when we are looking at the over 1.5 goal strategy. We are focusing on how to find goals that are going to be ending in over 1.5 goals. What I had mentioned earlier on, the scoreline of 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, or even more. So, because you know, in low-scoring leagues, we have witnessed games ending like in 0-0 scoreline, that is a 0-0 scoreline, 1-0 scoreline, which mostly occurs in competitions, quarterfinals. We look at quarterfinals. We look at this promotion playoffs game. Most of them do end in under 2.5 goals, and that is one thing again we consider. So that has been said. Let us now go ahead and look at this of our amazing strategy. I hope that you are loving the video, and if you're loving the video, my friend, I'm only asking you to do one thing. Ensure that you have clicked that like button, because when you click that like button, it's going to be helpful so that YouTube can understand that this video is helpful to other bettors, so that you can recommend it to other bettors, and them also, they can get to learn about this amazing betting strategy and the amazing Must Better Betting Tips YouTube channel. So we get it started. You need to know that when we are talking about the over 1.5 goals betting strategy, we are looking at a scenario whereby the odds that we will be betting on range between the odd of 1.24 or 1.25 to an odd of 1.38 or 1.41. Are you getting me? That is the odd average. That is the average range of odds that we are going to be betting or working with. So that being said, it means that for us to get a bet slip that will allow us make bet slip, we need around 3 games that we are betting on over 1.5 goals. Are you getting me? It's easy. Just keep listening. So we need 3 games that we are going to be betting in over 1.5 goals. And these need to be occurring daily so that by the end of the month, we can have at least an average of 1.7 to 2.0 odds daily. So with that being said, how are you going to be finding these games that have an odd of between 1.24 to 1.39? So it's easy. One thing is that when you are looking at this scenario, we have, let's say it's a Saturday. So this Saturday we have a lot of games. You know, Saturday there are a lot of leagues playing. We need to first identify leagues that have high-scoring games. And some of the leagues that have high-scoring games, I'll start with is the Australia League. Apart from the Australia League, we also have the England Premier League. Apart from the England Premier League, we also have the Austria League. Apart from the Austria League, we also have the Germany Bundesliga League, and the Germany lower division leagues are also amazing in that. And then apart from that, we also have the Netherlands League. Apart from that, we also have the Japan League. So those are some of the leagues that I particularly love. They're amazing. I was forgetting one. This one is the Scotland League is also an amazing one for that. So once you have identified your leagues, like your areas of specialization, the next thing is now to narrow down and know how you're going to be picking these teams, because you find in a day you can have 8 games from a particular league, but that won't necessarily mean that all games are going to be ending in over 1.5 goals. So we have to go to the next step, whereby we are identifying which goals are we supposed to be prioritizing when it comes to selecting our over 1.5 goals options. So that is what I'm talking about next. When it comes to that, what we want to focus on is to find the games. For example, we are looking at this scenario. Scenario 1 is whereby we are looking for games, the two teams playing against each other, a defensive team playing against an offensive team. That is a first scenario whereby we are likely to witness the number of goals being over 1.5. And the scenario 2 is whereby we are looking at an offensive team playing against an offensive team. Most of them will end in draw, but they will end in draw with goals. For example, 2-2, 1-1, or even 3-3. But 3-3 is a rare scoreline. The most major scoreline that when it comes to two offensive teams playing against each other is always 2-2. So that being said, you already know the two scenarios that we are looking at. Defensive team against offensive team against offensive team. Offensive team basically means this is a team that is going to be scoring goals easily. Defensive team is a team that it's difficult to score against them. So that is the basic definition of what I'm talking about. So once you have identified that, the next thing is now to go back to the heads to heads. You generally need to look at how they've been performing in the last 5 matches. If most of their last 5 matches have been ending in under 2.5 goals, then at least you can try to consider and say that this team is not in the perfect shape currently to score these goals that I'm expecting them to score. But if in the last matches they have been scoring goals, let's say that their scorelines have been 3-0, 2-1, 3-3, 4-1, 4-0, it means that this game is a game that whereby we are going to be witnessing at least a goal being scored. Are you getting me? But a scenario whereby we are witnessing these teams, we have looked at their head-to-heads, and we have found that these teams are ending in draws of 0-0. I actually don't love that option always, because when teams have been betting on football, and I've realized that when both teams are coming from a draw, from a sequence of or a series of draws, then they are likely to continue with their draws. Or even when you look to their head-to-head, when the last time they met, there was a draw carrying their 1-1, 0-0, that there's a likelihood of 1-1 draw carrying or 0-0 draw carrying. So it's not really a good option. What we need to know is that when you're looking at these options, you're looking for teams whereby we are certain that the scoreline is going to be big, the winning margin is going to be big. A team to beat someone 3-1, a team to go ahead and get the 3 points at the end of the 90 minutes with a scoreline of 4-1. Those are the games that we are looking at. It's going to be difficult to find them, but with the help of some betting prediction websites like footballpredictionsnet.com, you can go ahead and actually get a step ahead when it comes to doing this. You only need to ensure that the first step you have done it personally, then you can cross-reference your betting tips with the website that I've just shared with you. So that being said, the next part is now we have already talked about how to bet on them. How to select the game. So it's now whereby we want to bet on these games, because, betting on them is also important. So when it comes to betting on them, you need to know that at times the odds will be lower. So you will prefer going for them for the live bet option, because you find most of these games, they rarely score their goals until the 20th minute or the 15th minute. So you'll wait. So once the games have started, remember you had already selected your 3 games that you are going to be going with. So once they have started, you will go ahead and place them, place the bets. If both games are starting at the same time, then you're good to go. You'll go ahead and place the 3 bets together as once, let's say at the 10th minute. But at times you will be unlucky, because some teams will score as early as even the 1st minute, so we can't really be guaranteed. But majority of the times you just hope that their goals start coming in after the 15th minute. So I do prefer staking on them at the 10th minute, because the odds are going to be a bit higher. For example, we staked on a game when the odds were 1.23. When the game has started and it's at the 10th minute, then I expect the odd to always be around 1.27 or 1.28. You see, that is going to be increasing the number of odds. So you find that instead of having 1.8 odds in overall, you're going to be having an overall odd of 2.50. So that being said, you also need to know that that's an amazing option to consider when betting on the live bet. Then in other scenarios, you'll find that other games will go until the 60th minute with a scoreline of 1-0. So at that point, you'll realize that the bookies will start thinking that this game is going to be ending in under 2.5 goals. For example, a scenario whereby an offensive team was playing against a defensive team. So if the offensive team did score a goal at the 43rd minute, then it's at the 70th minute. This team has not added another goal. Remember, the defensive team has not yet gotten a goal. So the bookies will tend to think that this game is going to be ending in under 1.5 goals. But you as a bettor, you as somebody who went and analyzed these games, you have your facts right. You know what it takes for this team. You know the minutes that they are likely to score in this particular day. You will see this that say that this game is going to be getting a goal before the 90th minute. So you'll wait until it is the 75th minute, then the odd for over 1.5 goals will be around 1.60 to 2.0 odds. Then you will go and place your bet. Majority of the times they are going to be winning. And it's also an amazing option. The problem is that when we are betting on over 1.5 goals, most of the goals actually do come early, actually in first half. But in scenarios like this also do occur, you need to prioritize them. And that is why I'm saying that when you are betting, you actually need to ensure that you follow the games that you are betting on. Because when you don't follow them, you won't be able to learn and know what to fine-tune so that your betting strategy can become one of the amazing ones. That is actually what I do when betting on table tennis. I do follow table tennis because table tennis plays quickly and you can watch it on Bet365. So in doing that, I get more information so that the next time I'm playing betting on those two players, I at least know how this guy plays. Whether he's a lefty or a righty, then I also know how he serves his goals. How he serves. So it's very easy for me to come up with winning predictions. But that being said, let us go back to football. So we are looking at the final part of football. You'll find that majority of the time, maybe you will be somebody who is working from 9 to 5, so you won't be able to place a bet. Then you shouldn't really be on a pressure to place your bets before doing the analysis. I'll advise you to ensure that you maybe bet on the weekends or bet on the evenings after your work when you've already analyzed the games and known what you're betting on. Avoid this scenario whereby you only want to bet on tips that other people are producing without analyzing them, because even those people who are producing those tips, I had said earlier that every betting strategy will work. The betting strategy that works for me won't perfectly work for you. That is why you need to ensure that you go ahead and always analyze the games, the tips that you pick from other people. When you're able to do that, you will find that over time, even though you didn't know how to analyze games, you will get a skill that is needed for you, so that you can at least start analyzing games on your own. You will start thinking. Your experience when it comes to betting will expand, and when that occurs, you will find that you can start winning consistently. So, important thing that I was forgetting is the bankroll management. You'll find that after all this being said, without having a proper bankroll management system, then you're going to be losing. What I do say when it comes to bankroll management system, you actually need to ensure that you are betting only a given percentage of money on your bets. And the amount of percentage that you're supposed to be betting on your bets should not exceed 4% of the amount of money you have planned to bet. Majority of us just bet. Let's say you bet today, you are betting with $100, tomorrow $200, tomorrow $300, the next day $10, the next day $5. You are betting recklessly. You are doing something known as irresponsible betting. So what you need to do is ensure that you budget the amount of money you are supposed to be staking. Let's say it's the month of January. So this is the month of January 2023. We have 31 days. So let's say you are willing to spend $10 daily. So you'll go ahead and say that if each day I'm supposed to be spending $10 daily, in a month I'm going to be spending around $310. So $310, that is the amount of money you have budgeted. So the next thing you need to do is to ensure that you find out what percentage. You get the percentage, the 2%, because I love betting the 2% of my bankroll on each given bet. That is a fixed staking system or a fixed betting system. So 2% of the 310, you will go ahead and calculate it. So once you do that, you will find that the 2% of the 310 is going to be, the amount of money you will be betting on each bet is going to be $6. That is how you do it. Or even if you have money, it depends on how much money you have. That is what it boils down to. You might be having a lot of money, so your bankroll can be a bit higher. You can be betting $10 on each game. You can be betting $100 on each game. But remember that even if you have a low amount of money, it's good to go patient. It's good to be patient. It's good to work on something even as you do. The reason why we are betting a fixed amount of money on each bet is to ensure that we avoid the greed, we avoid the pressure of losing bets consistently. It's something that you had budgeted for. You can just say it's like your monthly expense that every month $310 goes to betting. So, it's just like a responsibility. So, you never know. One of these fine days, you'll actually get a big win. And, when you actually budget this, it allows you to actually even bet on accumulator bets. Because I've realized recently I'm also producing accumulator bets on Telegram, whereby the odds range between 50 to 300 odds. So 50 to 300 odds, one day, the games have been winning. People have been winning from them. The last time the accumulator bets did win was in October, whereby 200 odds actually did land home and people did win massively. So you also need to ensure that you are joining our Telegram community at The Real Mass Bettor, because once you join that, you're going to be staying tuned and getting to see these bets every time I post them. So with that being said, ensure that you are following a staking plan, and the most safe staking plan that I currently know is to ensure that you are betting a fixed amount of money on each given bet. For example, 2% of your bankroll on each given bet, or 1% of your bankroll on each given bet. So I think that actually sums up this video. That was an amazing over 1.5 betting strategy. Ensure that you are watching the video so that you get a clear understanding of what I've talked about, and drop your view in the comment section. If you loved it, ensure that you are subscribing to the Must Better Betting Tips YouTube channel, because I tell you, my friend, there are a lot more amazing betting strategies coming to you in the year 2023. Don't forget to share this video with a friend, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.